So next letter I'm reading you from this book, Letters of C.P.E.Bach, published and translated by Stephen Clark, edited by Clark. So it's published by Oxford University Press. There is a link in the description below if you would like to check this out. It's not clear to whom it is written. The date is also not very clear, but apparently from research it appears that it must be written around 1716. And interesting, in this letter, Bach, Emanuel Bach, is talking about the famous Bach Archive. You know, that Father Bach, so Johann Sebastian Bach, started in fact to collect scores, not only from colleague composers of earlier times, so to say, but also from the Bach family. There were many composers in the Bach tradition, and Bach kept, so Father Bach started to collect all of those manuscripts and copied them. And so that archive was actually given or became in the possession of C.P.E.Bach. There will be later in the letters also letters with Forkel, where parts, bits and parts are sent to Forkel. Forkel copied them and sent them back to preserve them. So that's actually the start of what in the 19th century would lead to the complete editions of Bach that started with C.P.E.Bach and Forkel mainly, in fact. So here is the first letter that mentions this Bach archive, and also interesting to realize that it was used. So those old scores were not just kept in an archival form, but also were sent around to be copied and to be used in church service. So again, it's not clear to whom this letter is sent to, but it has as a title, the letter is with a bundle of that music, so still preserved. And on top of the bundle is 18 church pieces by the Ducal Kapellmeister in Meiningen, Herr Johann Ludwig Bach. So those are cantatas in the bundle by Johann Ludwig Bach in the handwriting of Johann Sebastian Bach, in the possession of Karl Philipp Emanuel Bach, sent to an anonymous source to make use of that in practical service, or in church service. So the letters start immediately, or the note. Most are with two oboes, don't know in English. 2 violins, viola, 4 voice parts and continuo. All, however, with all these parts only with the exception of the oboes. One has 3 trumpets and timpani, and another 2 French horns. Choruses appear in all of them. In addition, there is in all of them a good variety of solos, duets, recitatives and arias. They are not very long. The composition is diligent throughout, and especially in strict counterpoint. The choruses are exceptional. All 18 pieces consist of, first, a clean score in the hand of my late father. 2. All parts written out with doubled violins and 3 continuo parts, among which a transposed organ bass is always present because of the kammer tone. You will remember there were 2 main pitches. That's the choir tone, which is the high pitch. Many organs were tuned in that. Around the A would be 460, 462, something like that. And the kammer tone is 415. So many of those organs had one stop, the Kammergedacht, which in case that a musical score has been written for the kammer tone, that stop could be used without transposing. The scores to only 5 pieces are missing. Each piece contains at least 12 sheets, several are even thicker. There is a large number of pieces for feast days among them, for example 3 Easter pieces, but all the texts are biblical and arranged such that they can be used at all times. Since Your Honor recently asked me to look over these pieces by my late cousin, I have done so and drawn up this report of it. They are entirely available to you as they are for 8 Reichsthaler. Is this price amicable or not? It seems to me it is, since it does not cover even half of the copying costs. I have the honor, Bach. Beautiful letter. That opens really a window of historical context. So, hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe, and hope to see you in the next letters. 2 letters, in fact, to Johann Gottlob Immanuel Breitkopf. First letters to Breitkopf, who will become actually his lifelong business partner and printer as well. So, see you then. Bye.